YouTube, Dead or Alive here. This is going to be part 2 of the Blackwater River video, and I'm actually going to show you the cameras that we used and tell you what I like and didn't like about them, and why I got them and how I got them. So let me get you off the tripod here and we'll get right into it. Okay, so the first camera that you saw in that video was this one. It's a camcorder. Dig it out. It's called a Kimire, K-I-M-I-R-E. You can see that it advertises to be a full HD 1080p. Supports a 32 gigabyte card. CMOS sensor, which has to do with the I think with the anti-shake, I'm not sure. It does say up to 10 times more stability or more steady for the anti-shake. It's a pretty typical palm quarter. It opens up on the side, comes on right away when you open it up. Now I backed my truck up so that we could see it from here. It's right at 25 yards away. So I'll lay the camera down with the front of the lens right at the edge of the table that I'm working off of here. So we can steady the picture up some, and you can see my truck right there. And we'll go ahead and start recording. Now, because I'm behind this camera, the audio at the river wasn't terribly good. It's a lot better when you're in front of the camera, I think. Now we'll zoom in. And that's as far as it's going to zoom. So when we take a look at that, when I pull that card and take a look at that video, we'll see how well the definition held up. Personally, I don't believe this camera is anything close to a true 1080p. And the zoom, being a strictly digital zoom and not an optical zoom, the video quality just is terrible when you zoom in. So we'll see how that one does. Let me turn that one off. Close it up. I bought this camera to be able to have access to a zoom, you know, so you could pick something up real quick and zoom in. The action cameras don't so much have a zoom. It basically came with a user's manual, obviously. It has a charge cord and a plug, and it had 2 batteries with it. I think what I got before when I shot with it, I might have gotten something a little over an hour out of the battery. Also comes with a little carrying case. Unfortunately, the carrying case doesn't have a pocket inside it to put the extra battery or an extra card or anything else. So I'm kind of disappointed with this camera, but I paid $70 for it, $64.99 for it on Amazon. So you kind of get what you pay for, and I really can't complain too much. I wanted to get a waterproof camera, and the waterproof cameras, the waterproof camcorders like this one, all had issues in the reviews on them, mostly issues with the zoom motor making noise and the audio being so terrible. One other thing about this one, I don't think, let's set this down real quick and see, I don't think it has a jack for external mic. It might have, I'm not sure what that is. That's where you plug it in to charge it there. So that might be an external mic jack. Obviously I like that this thing fits real well in your hand. It's easy on, easy off. As soon as you open up the side screen, it comes on. Reach up with your thumb, hit the button there, it starts recording. So that's all easy. The photographs that it takes are I think I've got this thing set for like 24 megapixel or something like that, and that's not going to be the case either. Let me get it powered back up, set that out of the way, and we'll take a photograph with it real quick and see. Turn that around. Alright, back on the truck again with the zoom all the way out, and we'll take a picture. Then we'll zoom all the way in. And we'll take another picture. Those might come out better because I've got it steadied on the table, but we'll see. That's the Khmer digital video camera. It doesn't have a brand name anywhere on the camera or on the box for that matter. I actually had to go back and look at the Amazon listing to find out exactly what it was called. Now that was supposed to be a 16 power zoom, like I said, full HD, 1080p, 24 megapixels with a 3-inch screen. Alright, the next one was the Tec.Bean camera. This is the one that I had in the waterproof case on the kayak trip, and it does okay. I've been real happy with this camera. The only thing that I don't like about it is the battery life and the lack of a zoom. And otherwise the camera takes beautiful video. When it's out of its case, it takes good audio. I'm actually shooting with a second Tec.Bean right now that I have, and it comes with some accessories. Everything is similar to GoPro. Most things that work with the GoPro will match up and work with this. And so I'm not going to shoot video with this. We shot a lot of video with this on the on the first part of the kayaking video, and you can see how it works and how it does. And you can hear the audio on this one. Like I said, it's also a Tec.Bean. I got both of these Tec.Bean cameras off of Amazon also. When I went to look them up, they are no longer available. I typed in the brand name and I didn't get anything out of them, so they're no longer available. Now, this one over here, same style camera, pretty much the same thing. This one is the Crosstour. This is the Crosstour model 8500. The only drawback with this camera, same thing as the other one, lack of a zoom and poor battery life. Excellent audio quality, on this camera. This camera does really great. I'm not sure if the model 8500 is still available on Amazon. I gave $53.99 for this one. And it comes with an accessory pack, different mounts and different accessories to enable the mount. So it's a good camera, great camera. I think this model has been superseded with the Crosstour model 9900 now. That, if I'm not badly mistaken, has a zoom on it. I think it's got an 8 power zoom. Still got that crappy GoPro battery life to it. Both of these cameras, the Tec.Bean and the Crosstour, by the way, are Wi-Fi cameras. They come with a remote control, a little wristwatch remote control, so you can turn it off and on, without having to actually reach up to the camera. I think both of these also have a 170-degree field of view, which makes everything at distance. You see how far away my truck looks there. I'm still standing in the exact same place. So the 170-degree field of view is great for a panoramic view. Not so much when you want to get up close to something, unless you really get up close. I'm holding the camera, probably about 8 inches above these two right now. Alright, so let's move on to the other one. This camera is the Drift Innovations Drift Ghost XL. And it's in large part the star of this video. The Drift Ghost XL does not have a zoom like I would have preferred, but it does have a 9-hour battery life. And I think I've gotten, like 8 hours and 20 minutes or something like that out of a battery after I had turned it on and gone through the settings menu. It's got a long settings menu. It also takes photographs. I'm not sure exactly what I've got it set at right now. I would have to look, but the camera only has 3 buttons on top. It's got power button and then a selector back and forth, and this button back here turns the Wi-Fi off and on. The mode setting, well, you can see the screen in the back is only like a 1/2 inch by a 1/2 inch screen. That's the sacrifice that this camera makes for battery life. You don't have a playback screen on it at all. The only thing the screen tells you when the camera is on is what mode it's in and what settings the camera is set to that apply to that particular mode. But it's very easy to work. Now, this camera was designed, you see the 1/4-20 mount is actually on the side of the camera. This camera was designed to go on the side of a motorcycle helmet and to be used as a motorcycling action camera. You wonder what happens when you turn the camera sideways to be able to mount it on a tripod or a selfie stick mount or something like that. Well, it has, let's see if I can show you here. On the lens, it has a rotating lens, and the lens, I'm not sure if it'll show up on the video, but the lens has a little arrow right there, and wherever that arrow is pointed up, that's right side up for the picture. So if I have the camera mounted on the side of a motorcycle helmet, where it's like this, the lens would actually be turned to here, and the picture would be right side up. When I had the camera mounted on a selfie stick, when I was using it the other day, I had it mounted this way, which is actually sideways for the camera, and I just turned the lens 90 degrees right. Now, I got this one off of Amazon also. It was $149, and it has a built-in battery. You can't change the battery on it, but with a 9-hour battery life, you know, I mean, who needs to? So it takes a 128 gigabyte card, and I've been real happy with this one, except for the audio issues. It had a rushing noise to it, like rushing water or something when I had it on. Now, this camera does accept a external microphone. It has a plug here. This, by the way, this camera does not need a waterproof case. It's waterproof as it is. Like I said, it's designed to go on the side of a motorcycle helmet, so everything closes up. The card and the charge port are inside. This has a gasket seal to it. And then it has a little screw-in plug right there. You take that plug out, and there is a waterproof microphone adapter fits in there if you want to use an external mic for up under your helmet. Obviously, I'm not going to be using an external mic on the kayak. The cable would just get in the way or whatever. So I'll have to look around and see about figuring out something to do about that rushing sound in it. But the video quality on this camera, love it. Battery life, love it. It does not have a zoom like I would like, but you can adjust the field of view fairly easily. Now, where the other two cameras had a 115 degree field of view or 170 degree field of view, this one is set right now to 115 degrees. So we'll set it right here at the edge of the table, also pointed straight at my truck. Let me get it turned back on its side so the picture will be right side up. Now, you see the screen. I don't know if you can tell in this video, the screen is a green color. Green is the video mode and indicates that it's powered up and in video. Now, when I start the record on it, the screen turns to a red color. That tells me that it's recording, and it'll stay red. And not only the screen turns, but on the side of the camera, actually the top of the camera, I guess, there's a little light that flashes red, and when I stop recording, it goes back to green. when I toggle through the various modes on it, I think that one, yeah, that's actually, it looks green also, but it's actually yellow. And you see the camera is set to 115 degree field of view and a 12 megapixel photo. Go to the next one, it's a kind of a purple color, and that is for, I think that's for a photo lapse, where it'll take one picture every, I've got it for one picture every 1 second. So we'll hit that, and you'll hear the camera taking pictures. Let me get it back on its side again. And it'll keep doing that until the card is full or the battery is dead. One of the two. It also has time-lapse video, but you have to go through the settings menu to find it. Now, one more push of the mode button, and it turns kind of a blue color. That's for a photo burst. I've got it set to take 10 pictures at a 4 megapixel resolution in a burst. And then the next one is blue, and that's your menu, your settings menu. And it's got probably 40 different settings in there. You can go through everything from different dash cam settings all the way to the time lapse and the picture type, resolution, all that stuff is all through there. So what I like about this camera, obviously the battery life. I like the fact that I can set that to 115 degrees in the front, and it actually brings, it's almost like a set zoom, you know, a telephoto, if you will. And so I like that it does that. I wish it had a zoom, and I wish it didn't have that rushing noise in the audio. Now, I had some people to ask me about how I went about setting up all the mounts and stuff on my kayak while we were on that trip the other day. And I'll show you. I had the Crosstour camera. Get it back in there. Was set up on this little tripod, and a couple of times I just took the tripod up and stuck it in the sand. The Tec.Bean, I had it carried pretty much just like this. I did occasionally put it on a selfie stick and use it, or on a on a selfie stick. I'm sorry. And of course the palm quarter is a handheld, so it was in its case and in my junk drawer. And the Drift Ghost, I didn't have a mount for it yet because I had just gotten it in. Oh, the Drift Ghost comes, by the way, with a quick guide. It comes with a mount that is, again, made to fit on the side of a motorcycle helmet. This one is curved, this one is flat, and it screws into the 1/4-20 socket on the side of the camera there, and is made to, part of the mount sticks on the helmet, part of it stays with the camera, and a charge cord. So let me turn this off a minute and get set up, and I'll show you how I had the Drift Ghost mounted when I was at the river. First things first, a little monopod selfie stick, like it comes with most cameras, and most of these type cameras, and it's a little telescoping stick. Has an adjustment on top of it where you can adjust level the camera, whatever you need to do. And one thing I noticed about it when I realized I didn't have a mount for this camera is it has a 1/4-20 socket in the bottom of the selfie stick. So I have some magnets that I got from I got them from Harbor Freight. It's just a magnet inside of a steel housing. I think this one is like a 60-pound magnet or something like that. And it's got a hole in the middle. The magnet goes around the hole, so you have room to put a bolt through there. And what I did was take a little bolt, a couple of nuts, and a lock washer, and I fed them through that hole and tightened them up and made this a 1/4 magnetic mount. Then screw the selfie stick onto that till it's snug. And you have an elevated mount so the camera can see up over the front of my kayak. That right there, it's not scoped out, so it's probably pretty close to a foot tall. But it's also kind of unsteady this way, so I had a 7.5 pound steel free weight. Stick the magnet on it, it doesn't go anywhere, it stays right where it's at. The camera can be turned, adjusted, moved around, whatever you want to do with it. And that worked out great. I've actually got the weight painted orange because I'm using it for a different project right now. But I needed to be able to see it real well. So that worked out great. And coming up in the last days since we went to the Blackwater River, I've gotten a couple packages in the mail. And let me show you what those were. Okay, so the first thing I got in the mail yesterday was a Railblazer camera boom. And it has a Railblazer base and all of the fish rod, the rod holder attachments on my kayak are all Railblazer, so that starport fits into that. It's fully adjustable, has a 1/4 adapter up on the head and another base here. I can take this off, I can shorten it up if I wanted. This fits in the accessory rails, also Railblazer. It has the star for this to fit down into. It's got a 39-inch lift on it if I wanted to go straight up with it, and I can shorten it all the way down to that and still mount the camera on it. So I can put that in my forward rod holder, or I can mount it over on the accessory rail on either side of the kayak. The other thing that I got today was this, and this is a double camera mount. So this will fit actually on the top of the camera mount on the camera boom. It'll fit on there, and it will hold 2 cameras, so I'll be able to put one facing forward, one facing back. I can turn them either way I want to. Just want to do a quick recap in case I missed anything. All 4 of these cameras were purchased off of Amazon. The Tec.Beans are no longer available. The Crosstour 8500 may be available. If not, the Crosstour 9900 usually is, and by all accounts in the reviews and the description of the cameras, the 9900 is the better camera anyway. The Drift Ghost XL was $149 on Amazon. If you go with the white case, you see the one that I've got has a black case. If you don't mind a blazing snow white case on the camera, they're on sale right now for $119. The Khmer Handycam, it was $64.99 on Amazon. The Tec.Beans were, I don't know how much they were. I think they were right around $70, and they come with a big accessory pack, etc. And that's pretty much it. As far as my favorites, you know, obviously the Drift Ghost wins the race for the battery life and storage at 128 gigs. And the Crosstour has such great audio and such a great picture. I just wish it had longer battery life. I could even do without the zoom on it if it had better battery life. Those are my 2 favorites out of all of them, and they're the ones that I actually use the most, that I carry with me the most. I usually try to keep it out of the waterproof case for the audio quality, and I try to take one of the Tec.Beans along with me to keep it in the waterproof case, and hopefully keep two different cameras rolling at the same time, so I get video from one and audio from another. Well, that's what I got for you today. I hope you enjoyed it. Thanks for watching. See you next time.